Right then, on the lathe I have a piece of ash that I rough turned ages ago actually, and it's been sitting on a shelf here for a while, just waiting for the rig project to come up. And I also have basically a bag of bullets, well, bullet casings anyway. I have no idea what caliber they are. I don't know a lot about guns. I don't know a lot about bullets. But I have an idea that might work and might come out nicely. So we'll get on with it. Right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to round this bowl off, but I'm not going to take any size off of it first. I literally just want to get it round, because my idea is to put a rim of bullets in resin around the rim. Right, so I'll do that and we'll get going on this. Right, first thing I'm going to do is round it off. Now, as you know, I'm not too worried about cut direction when I'm rounding off. I always do the rim first, and I always do it in the wrong direction. It's just a habit I got into ages ago. So I'm trying to keep as much size in this as I can. Right, now we get rid of that. Now an awful lot, I can speed up now, but an awful lot of that weight difference is gone. I was getting a rattle when I went up to 800. But not anymore, so. At the moment, all I want to do is get that round. I put a little nick on my finger when I was sharpening the gouge. I was doing the nail test and I forgot that I was just had to cut my nails, so it slipped off. Right, now let's see how close we are here. Right there. Right, I'm going to go to a pull cut now. Right, so I've put some tape on my thumb because it kept bleeding. It's something that I've noticed. I don't know if it's a side effect of the meds that I did take, or the meds I'm taking, or the Lyme disease, but I cut very easily now. As I used to. Just slip it down the bottom. No, can't get to it. I'm going to have to trim the rim first. Which means this has got to go. I've got to trim that rim down so we can get to the bottom of that. Just flatten it off. Should do it from. Now we get around to do that end bit. Yeah, much better. Side bevel it, make it neat, even though it's not going to be the finished cut. Now I just want to do the same to the inside. I just want to straighten it out. I just need to know how much room I have here to play with. It's the rim I'm most concerned with. Just there. Just trying to take the warp out of it, that's all. That's rounded off, that's all I'm worried about. Yeah, it's just rough in there, but I ain't worried about that at the moment. Right, now I'm going to see about bullets. As I said, I have no idea of calibers or whatever these bullets are. I just know I have a couple of different sizes, lengths and stuff. I've got long ones and medium ones and I've short ones. I think the medium ones might do it. Yes, the medium ones will do it just fine. Right. So what I have to do is cut a trench into that rim. Now, parting tool. There we go. Right. A bit too close for parting tool. I'm just going to nibble my way into this trench. Right, let's check that for depth. It needs another cut on the outside there. I'm actually angling this wall slightly inwards to match the ball. No, a bit deeper. Nearly. See, I want to leave some. I want to have some of the resin on top so that I can cut it and make sure it's clean. That should be deep enough. Yes, that's underneath. Right, now what I want to do is I want to make sure that the bullets stay in the center of that trench. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a very, very small V smack in the middle of that trench. It's just going to be barely a touch. Just enough for the bullets to kind of sit in. Right, now I'm going to take it off the lathe, still on the chuck. I'm not going to be taking this off the chuck. Right. I'm locking into the lathe. Right, and then I'm going to make sure it's perfectly level. I have a little level up here. It's level that way, and that's level that way. Grand. Right, I had a feeling it will be because I leveled up that lathe pretty good when I was putting it in. Right, now that trench hopefully should hold them in place. No, it needs to be slightly deeper. They're rolling a little bit. I can't have that. So I need that little trench I put in to be slightly deeper. No, until that should do it. Let me try that again. Put it on. Check for level again, just in case. Smack on. Smack on. Right, now we'll try these bullets again. Yeah, they're holding this now. As I said, I don't know a lot about bullets, so I'm afraid I can't tell you what caliber and stuff these are, because I have no idea. I was thinking about polishing them first, but I honestly don't know what effect the brasso would have on the resin. I'm just hoping that these, wouldn't it be wonderful if these just fit exactly what they probably won't. I'll probably have to mess about with them a bit to get them to size in an even ring. And what I'm going to do when I'm pouring the resin is I'm going to do it in 2 pours. One to kind of cement these into place, and then the other to top it up. yeah, I'm gonna have to space these out a little bit because they don't fit exactly. Right then, that looks round about even to me. Right, now we get to the resin, and I will be using Glasscast 50 on this. Right, so we'll set up for that and I'll be right back. Right then, I have setting up for the resin. I have all the safety precautions done. So I'm using Glasscast 50, which is a simple 2-to-1 mixture. I sound muffled because I'm wearing a mask. I am of course doing all of the safety precautions. So this one I just want to lock the stuff in. And if you wonder what the safety precautions are, I'll stick a link up there to a video. It's actually my 1,000 subscriber giveaway where I went through them all. I have the mix. That's not enough. So let me put some more in. Yep. Hopefully that's enough. Now mix it up. See, I forgot to do something. I don't know why it was so thick. I forgot to do something. Got a microwave. And that's probably the postman Daisy's barking at. Much better. Right, now we get to powering this. So I'll set up for powering it and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, right, we're all set up to power. I said this one is really just to lock these bullets in place. Try and get it as even as I can. One of them's moved. Got one bullet that's moved. Screw it and move it back over. Back in place here. The rest all seem to have stayed where they were put. Which is good. And slightly turned. That one seems to want to move for some reason. Okay, this over here. This one is too expensive to waste. I'm not put excuse me. I'm not putting any colour into this resin because I want these bullets to be very easily, clearly seen. Right. I'll grab my heat gun. Go around the glass cast, pop the bubbles. Check they haven't moved, but nothing is moved. That one has slightly. Put it back in place. No, it looks okay. And now we leave that one to dry, and then we'll do a second pour in about 12 hours. And then we leave it to dry, and then we can get back to turning. So we let that sort out, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Right then, and we're back. The resin got a little bit longer than I thought to go off, because I had my little hospital thingy. So this resin has actually been set for about 3.5 weeks, maybe. Right. So it's good and hard. The ring is solid. Right, so now we just gotta shape the bowl down. I'll go into what happened in the hospital when I'm doing the Yorkshire Grit bit. Okay. Well, first thing I want to do is, it seems to have picked up a very slight warp. It's very slight. So the first thing I'm going to do is obviously get the warp out. Right. This bowl will actually be going to the guy who gave me the bullets. Now, as I said, I don't know much about these bullets, but I'm after finding a box that came with them. And as I said, I don't know a lot about them. Just having a look at it here. What I'll do is I'll take a picture of this box and I'll put it up here. As a still, and Might be able to tell you a bit more about the bullets. As I said, I know nothing about them. Right, so you get this going. Right, up to 800, like preferred. Right, then we start getting this thing rounded off. Right, I'm going to use pull cuts on it. I want to shape the bottom of it a little bit more as well, because it's too flat. So I'm just doing what I normally do, getting the rough shape, and then I'll worry about the finished cuts then. All I want to do on the outside here is expose that resin. Hopefully without chipping it. Start to touch off the resin now. As I said, hopefully without chipping this. That looks like the depth of the resin there. See? There. And what I might actually do is I might take that down with a... So this is slightly chipping. I might take that down with a carbide. Move that tool rest a little. Keep the carbide at an angle. Yeah, the carbide's doing a better job on it than the gouge. It's not chipping out as much. Nearly got it. I know I normally do resin with a gouge, but I haven't touched the gouge for weeks. So I'd say I need to get back into it before I can do it. Alright, now the resin is clear, so now I'll go back to shaping the bowl. Right, there's a nice bump just there, there's a nice bump just there, which we gotta get rid of. There's a slight bump just there. Nice little cut on that resin, even it up. Yeah, that's working. Right. I'll do a slight bevel cut. There's any bumps out. Looks like. Yeah, that resin is quite smooth. Or is it? There's a slight bump in the transition there from the resin, so I got to try and get that out. Yeah, that resin's starting to clean up nicely now. One more should do it. Yep. Yeah, that's nicely sandable now. No, with the chipping just there. So give it a little bit of carbide again. Too close for carbide. Speed it up a bit for this carbide cut. Get rid of that little chip that I took out. No, it's still there. It's just right on the edge. Just the section I was worried about chipping out. Yeah, that got it. Right. Now I'm going to sand and finish the outside of that, because before I do here, I want to be able to see in here for how close I'm getting to the bullets. Right, so I'll sand and finish that, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'll be back when I'm doing the Yorkshire Grit bit. Okay. Right then, just work on the Yorkshire Grit in. Because there's a lot of resin on this, I'll be using the original, and I'll be using the microphone afterwards. Right, so my little hospital trip. What happened was, I was sitting in the kitchen watching something on the computer, and I felt like I was after getting indigestion. Really bad indigestion. And after about a minute, it started going up one side of my chest, the right hand side of my chest, and then everything started to kind of hurt. So we went in to the sitting room where my daughter and my mum-in-law were. I said, something's wrong, I don't feel right. So an ambulance was called, arrived, brought into the hospital. Everybody was thinking heart attack, of course, but they started running tests and stuff, and x-rays and everything else, and as it turns out, my right hand lung had completely spontaneously collapsed. They call it a spontaneous pneumothorax. They normally only happen with trauma and stuff, but sometimes they just happen. with everything being weakened with the Lyme disease and I suppose 25 years of fighting fires and smoking, all didn't help, of course. Right, as you know, I had to retire from the fire service because of the Lyme disease. I am now trying to give up smoking, but I'm eating tons of sweets while I'm doing it. Because I tried before with the patches and stuff, and I didn't find them any good, but that's just me. And so I'm eating tons of sweets this time. So they put a tube in me, and the first tube they put in kinked, so they had to put a second one in. And I can tell you, if you've never had that done, it's really sore. It was described to me as getting shot in slow motion, because they can't actually cut the muscle out of the way because it needs to seal around the tube and everything else, so they just basically push it through. They cut the skin and push it through, and it hurts. But anyway, got that done, and then was in hospital recovering, waiting for this thing to stop bubbling, and I got COVID in the hospital. So needless to say, I was stuck in there for ages. And then they did some more tests and stuff, and they found out that I have something called a bulla on my right lung. Now the way it was explained to me is it's basically like a blister, a huge blister on my lung, and I have to pop it. And they were going to do it. The hospital here in Kerry, Tralee Hospital, don't do stuff like that. Because Ireland has a weird thing, it's the centres of excellence, where if you need a certain operation you go to a certain hospital, and the one is Cork. But of course, after COVID, Cork wouldn't let me in, so I'm waiting for an appointment in Cork to go and pop this bullet on my lung, which means they'll have to put a chest tube in again, which I am really looking forward to, as you can imagine. So I will be going missing again for a while, but I don't know when. It all depends on when I get this appointment in Cork. So they can literally pop this thing that's on my lung. They're going to pop it in a controlled manner rather than just let it pop itself. So that's what happened to me. I had a collapsed lung and COVID. And there's the first lot of Yorkshire Grit done. Now I'll do the microphone to make sure that that is nice and shiny, and then we get onto the inside of the bowl. Right, so I'll do this and I'll be back in a minute. Right then, that's all the Yorkshire Gritting done. I haven't waxed it because I'm not going to wax it until the end, because something I noticed before is if I wax the outside of that and I start cutting the resin, it kind of sticks to the wax. So I'm going to try and, I'm not going to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to flatten that top off first and then do the inside. Right, so I'm going to go quite fast because I'm cutting resin to 1000, right? Very gently. Start taking it away. I'll hit this with the carbide to clean it up when it's done. And I've got it down level. That's as good as level now. Right, so we'd hit this with the carbide, clean it up. Slightly too close for carbide. trying to be very careful on the edge so that I don't chip it out. So look, it's a little touch just there that I'm not touching. A little piece just there that I'm not hitting yet. Normally if I have resin in a bowl, I'll do it with the gouge, but it's just the so much of it here that I think the carbide is probably a much better bet. Right, that's that. Now I'm just going to roll that edge a little. Just going to roll the edge slightly. I don't want a mad square edge in it. I'm going to kind of roll the edge a little to keep in with the roundness of the bullets. Yeah, that looks okay. Right. And I'm also leaving the bottom of the bowl here quite chunky. Again, because I don't think a lightweight bowl particularly goes with bullets. I'm going to roll the inside one as well slightly, but I want the top to be flat so you can see the bullets clearly. Yeah, that's a better roll. I'm actually looking down this way onto it to see that roll, and I think that is quite good. Yeah, that should do it nicely. That's flat. Right, now we get to the inside hollowing bit. And I'll roll the edge in here on the resin the same as the outside there, just to be sure, and match them up. A little too close. Right, now that I'm down a bit, I want to expose that resin. Now back to the carbide again. Yep. Now roll this slightly. Match the outside. Slight roll on it. Yep, slight roll on it. Right. Yeah, that's got it. Right. Now we finish the inside of the bowl. Quick touch of negative rate scraper. resin with it. Right. There we go. And now we'll sand and finish that bit. And I'll be back in a minute. Right then, just buffle the wax off. It came out quite nice actually. And there's a nice effect in the resin with the fact that I rolled the two sides. It's kind of bending the light as it goes through it, and it's making the bullet casings look bigger than they are, depending on what angle you look at it from. It's almost causing a bit of movement in the bullet casings, so I'm quite happy with that. But that turned out quite nice. Yeah, I'm liking that. A bit of something just there. Got it. Right. Okay, I'll do the base of this and then give us a better look at it. So I'll do that, I'll be back in a minute. Right then, there we have it, a bullet bowl. And it is, actually don't know what size this thing is. 13.5 by 5. 13.5 by 5 bullet bowl. Something a little bit different. And actually quite happy with the way it turned out. I'll stick up some stills at the end so you can get a bit of a better look at it. And I hope you enjoyed that one. Sorry it took so long. I was in hospital. And if you like that, if you wouldn't mind, click like on the video. And I'll see you in the next one.